Hey there, it's Nathalie. Welcome to my channel. We're back in the sewing room and I am going to show you one more cheap, fast and easy Dollar Tree placemat project. It's a backpack. 3 placemats, satin ribbon, and you can use other stuff and I'll tell you about that. But I also want to tell you while you're here about So Simple beginner sewing classes. I am opening the enrollment for that now, and I'll leave it open through Christmas. There are 3 sewing machines that I'm going to talk about, teach you how to thread the bobbins, wind the thread, and all that kind of stuff. So Simple, very basic beginner sewing classes. We are going to do 16 projects, 70 videos, 60 videos, 7 hours of teaching, and stop, pause, walk away, back up, go over it again and again. You could use it with your kids. I mean, if you wanted to teach your kids how to sew, it would be great. It's not geared for kids, but it's so simple. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to make this placemat tote, and so don't go away. We'll go to the cutting table and the sewing machine, and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, let's get started. I've got 3 placemats. These just happen to be the design that I could find. These are from the Dollar Tree. 3 yards of ribbon. Also, you could, I think this I got from Walmart, but you could use, this is clothesline rope. So it's kind of soft, and you can flatten it out so you could stitch it in the little side part where we're going to stitch it. Or you could use parachute cord. I got this from Walmart. So we're going to take this, I'm just going to fold it in half and cut. This ribbon is going to be inside the seam, so this is not like essential, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. Just a little striker and fuse the end of that so it doesn't come unraveled. Easy peasy. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, and I don't think that this is going to matter front and back because it's a backpack, so one side's going to be against the body, and this doesn't have a design right and wrong. Now I am seeing that this pattern cuts in half this little design right here. So I'm going to make this the top of the front and the back. Like I said, you know, it may or may not matter. It also kind of lines this up going across. Can you see that? Okay, I'm going to measure down 1.25 inches. I already have my seam guide, stitch guide, my measuring stick. So this is my top. I'm going to measure down 1.25 inches, and I have that little guide to sit right there, and that's what I'm going to fold that down to. 1.25 inches. These pins over here where I can reach them, not reach across. 1.25 inches. There we go, right there. Now you can order placemats from the Dollar Tree online. You have to get a case of them, 24 of them. So, I mean, I've used a whole bunch of them, but I don't know that I'm going to use 24 of any one design. And besides that, I like the hunt. Go see if I can find some new placemats. 1.25 inches. We'll do that on both of these. This is going to be for our top, and that's where the strap is going to go through, or the piece of ribbon is going to go through. Now you can just go ahead and buy you a Dollar Tree backpack if you want to for $1. And you could also use this as kind of a pattern if you wanted to make your own out of a fabric that you've already selected. Alright, so I've got this turned down, and I also want to make a pocket. So to make the pocket, I'm just going to take this and fold it in half, and I could pin it or not. Make a little crease. This is some kind of polyester something. And now I can see that fold. Can you see that fold? You could leave it folded in half to cut it, but this is going to be the bottom where this cut is. And I can't see any reason to have to put a pocket on the back side of this. But if you wanted to, you could. You could totally do 2 pockets. Now I'm going to do one more little fold just fold this in half, and this is going to be, I think I'm going to fold it in half this way because I'm going to stitch down the center of this for the middle line. And I can see that. And these are not going to line up, so I'm not really worried about that. So pin this in place. I've got my pocket pinned in place, and that's what we're going to do next. Let me back up just a little bit so you can see. There's the middle part of my pocket, and we're going to go ahead and stitch the sides, the center, nothing across the top, or it won't be a pocket. Scoot you back up so you can see. And we're going to do a back stitch. It's probably not really necessary because it's going to be on the inside seam. Right, I have my middle marked. Good, and right down this way. So we are going to back stitch here too. Let's stitch the, excuse me. Let's stitch the channel for our ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and do this from the back side, and we are going to back stitch this also. I've got my presser foot. We're going to do about a presser foot width away from this edge. I could stitch it right along this edge, but I think that would make it a little bulky on the drawstring part of it. So back stitch. Come on. There we go. It's just one row of stitching. There it is from the front side. And we're going to do the other side exactly the same. This is the bottom, and I'm going to do a presser foot width wide to get me off of this little batch of stitching right here. I'm still going to be in seam allowances, so it's going to be a little bulky on the bottom since this is using placemats. Didn't mean to kick you. All right, I don't know if you can see. I'm going to open this seam out, and I'm going to top stitch it close to the seam, just so this will lay flat. Alright, so I've separated my ribbons, and they are actually 2 yards long, so it's 4 yards total, and I've fused the ends of them. So you're going to want 2 ends coming out this side and 2 ends coming out that side. And it doesn't matter which one you do first. So I'm going to put a pin in both ends of this ribbon, and I'm going to move this out of the way. Alright, so right now that's what I have, like that, and then I'm going to take this, and you can keep it straight or not, it's not important because it's probably going to get all drawn up in there anyway. Okay, so you've got this, we're fixing to cinch this up, and I'm not going to draw this real tight just yet, but I am going to get my pins from this end. And I do want to even this up. So grab these ends and then just give this a little tug. There. So I still have that out there. We can straighten that out, twist it around, whatever. Okay. There we go. All right, so the next one, we'll go ahead and do the same thing in the opposite direction. In both ends. Now you could loop it through if you want to. And I'm going to shift this just a tad. So now we're going to run this back through here. So this one will pull out, and we've got a loop here. So this one with the other pin is going to loop and go through the other channel right there. And it doesn't really matter whether it's on the top or the bottom of the other ribbon that's already running through there, because by the time you draw these up for bag a couple of times, it's not going to make any difference. All right, so there's my loop there. Let me get these two ends and pull. All right, there it is, where it drew up. Get these two ends and pull where they are even. There we go. So then whenever you have your drawstring bag, you can just, and that's going to close it up. But we're not ready to close it yet. Let me just open that back up again. Now, these ends need to go to the inside of the bag. So this one, the tails are over on this side of the bag. So they're going to go down here to the bottom. Going to tuck that around a little bit. And I'm going to bring out just about an inch, because when I stitch this down, then I'm going to come back and stitch just one more time to make sure those little tails are secure. So kind of straighten that out like that. Fold that in. We're going to pin that 2 times, 2 pins, not 2 times, but 2 pins, just to make sure that ribbon doesn't shift on us. Alright, and then we will stitch from this bottom all the way up to the top, but we're not going to stitch, don't stitch across the ribbons. We're going to stitch this to right here. Alright, and make sure you don't catch your ribbon in this process. So the same thing on the other side. Alright, making sure that my ribbon is out of the way, and I'm up here at the channel where the ribbons go through, and I'm going to scoot in a presser foot width. And do some back stitch. Do it one more time. There we go. Make sure my ribbon's straight, pinned in place. And this is pretty thick right here, so let me lift this up a little bit. And back stitch. Alright, and then just to secure these ribbons, I'm just going to fold them like that. This is on the pocket side. It doesn't matter whether it's on the pocket side or the other side. And I'm going to scooch in. There's my stitch line. I'm going to scooch in just a little bit. You like that? Scooch in just a little bit. There we go. Just a little extra support on these ribbons. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll turn it right side out. Alrighty, here it is all finished. I've turned it right side out. I clipped the corners on the inside just a little bit because this is so thick. Now, if I was doing this again, I would probably do it with just like regular fabric. But how fun is this? Because the placemats are already lined. It's easy. I mean, you don't even have to turn under. You just turn it and stitch. Anyway, so you just kind of draw this up. There you go. And then open it back out. Ta-da! There's your little backpack. Easy as all get out. Hey, and listen, let me remind you about the So Simple beginner sewing classes. It is open for enrollment. I'll put the link in the description box below. I'll go over 3 different sewing, you like that? Three sewing machines types. There's 16 projects, 60 videos, 7 hours of teaching. Work through at your own pace. Stop, walk away, come back and pick it right back up again. We do zippers and cording and piping. It's total beginner projects, and it kind of builds the skill sets. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, sharing me with your friends. I appreciate y'all so much. I'm so excited that for all of my subscribers. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.